in the defense side, and Amy in his characteristic setup spot here. Gotta get eyes on floor early on. Already hear Sheriff ring out on the side behind them. Somebody's utility cleared with a shot down the floor. What a quick strike! And Sarah gets involved as well. It's up to Rescue to hold it down from heaven, and she's done a job. 2 down to the Sheriff.
A lot of damage to Sarah as well. 1 flash to play with for Mimi. Could be used in tandem with the paranoia from Vanya as well as they try and get some space back into this site. Sheriff recovered for Mimi.
2 from heaven. Noya, though, is an issue. She's playing well back over towards Crow's Nest here, and Vanya's going to try and get involved now. The shots are a little wayward, though. I think Rescue's best game saw her at, what, 285 CS? There's a little bit of an awkward armor situation, so that Outlaw actually has some play here. Now G2 are ready to play the game in earnest. Flash here over towards the A main side. That one-way set up by Vanya. Mimi able to play off of it here.
Early on, Noya exploratory in mid, but regrouping with the team. It is a straightforward fast hit. They'll have to contend with 3 defenders, however. Up into the boxes already. She's into the mix. Back at the site. Petra's able to find her there from security.
Out of charges.
Now going to back away up on tower as that is going to be smoked out. 2 players down for G2 though. Another good fast hit from SR, and Petra is picked off through the smoke.
At the moment, G2, they have no option but to save here. Rescue couldn't get involved in the action. It was on floor. Being in such a lethal current status is dangerous for G2.
Customary setups here for Noya. She sets the spike cam up and gets a cyber cage to the upper causeway here in mid. Vanya going to be forced back here by this flash, but this is all pleasantries being exchanged. This is well within expected parameters for G2's controller.
Just a slower 1-1-3 open from Shopify on the anti-eco, waiting out any potential aggression. And the aggression is the riskiest it could possibly be. It's Rescue pushed up fully with the AWP shot. It just goes wide. Noya, 2 first kills in a row.
That is so deflating as well. G2 getting nothing done on this map so far. Yeah, again, it's a round where you're pretty underarmed, but that was the operator committed to trying to dig out the cipher. Now SR start to look over the B site, licking their lips. Some of this util over on the side. One of the trips was just cleared. And the recon thrown down over there as well. There's an attempt for G2 to slow this down. Amy's gonna have to have her wits about her, emerging from the smokes. Able to find just the one. This will be the post-fight with SR with 4 to play with, and none of those rifles left on G2. They'll have to recover the one at Heaven, but it's in an awkward spot.
If he's got that one recon ready to go out, that is going to trigger the retake. Here comes that 0 point as well in tandem.
Mimi has a rifle. Here they go. Mimi with the spray down finds Mel. Floor though holds her ground and receives Petra's swing. It's all up to Vanya here with nothing but a share of floor. With the tailwind, actually gets taken down.
Nice teleport across. Might be able to recover a rifle here, but from this position, it is just so...
He's got to get out.
Damn near impossible to win a 1 versus 2. You are joking!
5 points of hell for Vanya.
Was feeling a bit deflated for G2 as well. What a way to capture some lightning in a bottle. Start feeling good after not getting anything rolling up until that point.
But doesn't strike twice. G2 at least now have the weapons, the full buy to work with. Shopify, of course, at a decent run. Economically chilling. Okay, that shock doesn't clear any of these trips. They're a little bit deeper onto the A site now. It's going to be an Owl drone that heads on in. Floor. Standard plate, up on the top of container, both cloud bursts expended, and G2 only have players set up in tower here, none in security.
There was a double kill trip set up as well, but it was nullified by just the single shock dart. It's very straightforward from Shopify, but success getting onto the site. Full 5 versus 5 retake.
0 point's gonna spot Floor out. She doesn't want to be on such an exposed angle now without access to her abilities, so backs up. Okay. Malcommand going to be committed to the fight by Alexis here. This makes it a little bit harder for G2 to get in. And Floor is waiting. Rescue's also gotten in now. SR playing mostly though from main in a bit of a post-plant spray down position. So Rescue's got no choice but to go for this. But again, none of those abilities, no tailwind available. Mel with the spray down through the smoke. It's good. And Amy's down to 8. Has to give away a position. It has to get out.
No choice but to run. Fluorescent just playing forward on her lonesome. Finds 2. Average Floor round. The rest of the team biding their time in main.
Or if there's an extra pair of hands to hold it, if Bladestorm becomes relevant. 10 assists for Alexis, by the way. Okay.
Right here. Shot done.
That is the standard Alexis stat line, if we're being honest.
Cam cleared. Okay, playing a bit more forward in G2 towards A main, at least trying to play around that ore, but they do secure it. It's Mimi getting one step closer to a null command, which would be great to stuff these fast attack side hits, but won't be online this round.
0 point for the reclear from Shopify Rebellion into A main, gathering up for the hit here. Again, a couple anchors to deal with. These hits have been so good. Can G2 really stop them on the bad buy?
Okay, Mimi's ready for this floor. Can she get there? Petra's able to avoid this.
Oh, that is hard.
Floor is slowly going to sink it down. Meanwhile, though, Petra's been felled. Vani has to step forward in the dark cover, but it's going to be Mel and Sarah that get there. Floor eventually has to give it up, but Amy will again be in the unenviable position.
The iconic Alexis Valorant, that real Discord kitten gameplay. All assists, floor go kill. That was the idea when this team was created. You have the two experienced vets, the duo in Alexis and Mel, setting up the talented young Fluorescent.
Is that not what G2 is looking for as well? To set Rescue up to be that player for them.
It absolutely is. Very analogous to the team building of Shopify.
She has 22 matches, I think, before she joins this G2 roster, right? Another extremely talented young player. It's just a matter of getting her online. It was here where Rescue popped off a G2 against Karoo Blaze. Once she got an op in hand.
Here is this double face setup. Contact is going to be taken by Vanya, and then Rescue going to swing up top while the crosshairs are focused a bit too low. Floor already tagged. There's a swing out, not able to find it. Danger as she's tagged up, has to retreat.
She's gonna go for it. Still, despite this, here comes the Hunter's Fury. Oh, Sarah gets a brace of two. Rescue and Vanya both perish to the Sova ultimate. Floor just had to disco dance out there in the middle of the B site.
Floor or Noya, the two of them, deadly on these execs. Or in the case of Noya, picking up one of those lurks on one of the prior rounds, an aggressive maneuver from G2, and we're just into this situation that I feel like we've already seen many, many times, which is the last couple G2 players who were drifting towards mid or are anchoring the other site. They just have to save.
Amy has not been able to play the game. She has been rotating into site, which is definitely the Sentinel experience, right? But SR's utility jump, Sarah's utility jump, especially over onto the B site, was devastating for the embedded defenders of G2.
Amy can hear, though individually, the shots are not connecting in those situations.
Okay, we actually have a dark cover additionally committed to mid this round on top of the cyber cage placement. Mimi cannot play off of Vanya here. Vanya also can't clear that. I'm just going to keep her off the angle for the time. That's all. She's jump peeking to try and get back on it here with Rescue. Blades are at the ready.
Is this 1-3-1 setup for G2? Amy Hero Rifle anchoring towards B.
SR know there was a recon just fired out at A main here. Mel sees everything that she has to. This definitely keeps SR confident in this push towards A and elsewhere. G2 don't know where to put themselves.
Yeah, the teleport from Mel has those three in mid from G2 scrambling on the defense. As the hit comes in, here's that dash from Floor, this time into heaven. Bit of a variation.
Catching with his out! Rescue's not ready for it! That is devastating. Petra, okay, moving right along. It's Mimi with yet another one. And Mimi with three. At pandemonium.
To the center box, this time into heaven through the dark cover. Mixing things up. Looked like it was going to work to a T.
Explain that to me more like I'm a TMV chatter, but I'll take it. Either way, once again, SR with that 1-3-1 setup. This time actually really stepping in the mid, really looking to take up this position. Floor is playing so close.
Just playing off that dark cover. Standard trick to watch mid though from Amy. Passive information as Noya for the first time really adventuring through the vent towards A.
Oh, catch on Alexis here. Oh, she's not able to get away. Petra speculating there from Spawn's able to find one. But Floor is already the cat amongst the pigeons and she's awful hungry. But the catch from Rescue absolutely flattens her. Noya backs off this now, realizes there's not much more to be done here, but B is open for the taking. Just the trio left here for SR. And Mel will play forward to receive the rotates.
Do not go airborne in the vicinity of Rescue. How does she keep getting away with that on this map? Petra on the swing. Shopify trying to get aggressive here, trying to fight forward. Noya!
They got Mimi, she does go down, but can be brought back. It's up to Mel here. Depressed on the side, recon to spot around. She has to back up, but Petra ends with three. It all starts with that Hunter's Fury that lights up Alexis. G2 clawing back these rounds.
Duelist at times, but when you're hitting the shots she does, you just can't be mad at that style, that confidence. Get Noya prodding towards mid early.
Petra gets forward here and clear that No camera here for SR. Some trips to be cleared here, so Sarah's on deck now to do some janitorial work.
They're likely going to go for this one close and does break that initial trip.
Not the second
though, yeah.
Falls in though, already back in the tower, but Petra's ready for it this time. Look at G2 embedded in on this A side, refusing to give an inch. Dark cover gives her some room to work with, but Mel has to emerge from one of her own. Petra's tucked up here in this corner and sees Sarah coming almost a mile off. And then it's just a bit of aim lapse for Petra.
Could attempt to manipulate that. They have another buy. Their economy has just been so good, making it challenging as it could possibly be for G2.
And Amy's really been varying these trip locations on the A side, so Sarah's had to really use her noggin to try and clear them with these shocks. Slower start to this round here for SR. They know there's a good chance they're also running into the op. Rescue is maintained, so how do they avoid that? It's a pertinent question. Rescue's all the way pushed up on their peak extremity, so that's dangerous for SR.
This time they have that two-player insertion onto A. They've left floor there, with Alexis ready to just swing off any contact. Well, they pressure towards mid. Noya making noise, trying to feign that they could be exploring forward. But look at how close Petra moves up on the minimap in mid right now, retaining good information from G2, allowing them to rotate towards A again. There are 3 players from G2 on A, prep for the hit.
He's going to be fighting mid. Noya wins it out. What she can do with this? She's going to go over towards tower, but then we're going to watch the side itself. Here's that null command thrown out, but Floor does not care. She's in there. Vanya here from the top of tower. Can't do anything either. She tries to peer in over the fight, and SR just walk up
30 seconds
and take
left.
what they want.
Noya really cracks the site open by dealing that death blow to Petra in mid and then presence through the vent. Rescue forced to save Shopify out of the timeout, winning that round. It's really just a way of finding that great entry and all of a sudden applying pressure to G2 from all angles that throws some serious disarray into the A stack.
Vanya was poised there to really disrupt what SR were doing. But because Amy so quickly, Noya, excuse me,
Gathered up at B, this 0 point going to catch
ops here.
a lot of players.
Get out of my way!
No 0 point on Rescue, so she can get out of here. Okay, didn't have a tower room ready, but can back up behind the Cloudburst. Floor wants to try and chase, but Rescue gets out of sight. It's Mimi at Coast, takes down the Jets. Only 3 left here for SR. It's gone horribly wrong for them over on this B side.
They haven't even been able to scale forward. They can't even attempt to trade this. The dark covers are now thrown down as well from Vanya to keep them safe. Slowed down now, our Shopify in the mid round. No map control. Have to go exploring. Have to find an opening forward.
There's so much to re-clear. Mel just has to grit her teeth and swing that one. She has been allowed to get up mid. It's an annoying one way, which Mel probably has to disrespect too. She's just going for it, Wyatt.
No trips to deal with at the very least because Amy has been so focused on littering that A site with and just intuition, timing, experience.
Here.
And extra sensory perception on top of that.
Petra is just too locked in at this tournament.
What do you do about Vanya? She's big chilling. Yep, hold the angle with the operator. Mel at least able to get something here, but hit with the paranoia and forced her back away. Petra puts it to bed.
G2 are certainly known to play a slower style when it comes to attack. They've displayed that in this tournament.
Petra's out drone interrupted there as she is subjected to the 0 point of Alexis. Floor again in that customary little pinch spot there.
Alexis looking to get that 16th assist with a little pop flash for Floor. Takes a bit of damage from
Oh,
Petra.
what was that?
Just drops into an engagement, reckless, punished.
I think it's a misconception from Petra. She just does not expect there to be another there. Very exposed in that position. He's going to hurt you in an important round like this.
Lacking the recon now for a site exec will be to deal with. Rescue tries to find timing.
I respect it. She's
Diva
got to
shuts down. Oh,
salvage.
what a shot from Amy. Sarah's just holding this angle. Could get punished. Doesn't. Drops down. Has a teammate now to crossfire with.
Paranoia might have hit Sarah there, but Noya is also going to get hit by one herself. Amy's low. Sarah. 2 bullets in the chamber. She's going to need a couple more than that. Quick reload. Vanya is going to be held though by Mel. Nice little double stack here.
And look at that, just rotating into the dark cover together too. Is the
Assists. She's able to get involved properly now.
Floor pushed up with the outlaw. Many glasses to face adjustment.
She gets away with that. Unreal. Rescue's able to pursue, but Alexis can pick up the angle. Hey, okay.
Even on an anti-eco, just giving us something to get the heart pumping a little bit.
Definitely get the heart racing a little bit. Just the lane correction there with the second shot from the outlaw. Great connection, of course, no armor really here. Off we go. Yep, that's
Last
about
player
it.
standing.
Don't need to hand over any more orbs.
To the buy round. All heavy armors for G2, so they're not susceptible to the one-shot of the Outlaw, which is positioned over on the B site. Drone getting cancelled by that 0 point from Alexis, who again just has his pop flash ready for Floor to maybe swing wide or off, but currently is just watching towards heaven where Petra is getting flick shot! Just goes awry, forced to drop down.
These had to be headshots from Floor here. Well, they should be happy with a bit of damage, but G2 unscathed have been able to push right up to the line of scrimmage on this B site. Alexis knows she's about to get some action. Reveals herself there, has to. Rescue's already pushed up on that left side. Either way, she's in trouble. Good pinch there from G2.
What a well-timed Molly, and in the middle of the map, Amy biding her time. And now look at the response from SR. They're so concerned about where she could be. And just going to fall back, play this a bit more passively.
There is Amy now emerging into the double face. Okay, 1 for 1. That's not bad for G2 on a round like this. Still 4 rifles to play with. So Fluorescent, no real reason to maintain this weapon into the next round. See what she can get done with it. Mimi crouches into that one. Paranoia comes in, Floor trying to reposition behind that cloud burst. She has a crack at this. Ooh, she had a shot. Rescue is able to stop her in her tracks though, and now Mel on the late flank will fall. Can buy.
Big action in mid. There's going to be a deep flash from Alexis as Floor deep past the smoke. Recon as well. Look at these abilities in succession, but it doesn't result in a kill.
Now Floor realizes I think she's done the best she can there in mid. Takes a chunk of damage. Now give up a lot of the map here. SR move back to spawn and try and give themselves decent leeway in terms of rotating these sites. It's a very embedded Neuer over here at 8.
That's the kind of play that G2 really never went for on defense. They never did something as proactive to kind of instill that fear in the mid player. Amy has to be weary when she's solo there that an early push like that could come.
I mean, SR don't want Amy trying to take liberties in that part of the map, so some conditioning early is important. There's that same Molly. Looks like it quite hits there. Mel is unperturbed there, sitting behind those boxes. Petra makes her way in, knows there's a camera up to the right. Neuer has to get ready here from security, but there's a recon that needs to be cleared. Here's Sarah trying to light them up.
Neuer's actually trying to get back into the site right now, fighting off the cage, finds the first.
Okay, Vanya's able to trade it at least, but Sarah's still undetected here playing from tower. She knows heads are going to be swung in her direction, though, but she takes the first clean off the shoulders. And there's Rescue and Vanya having to face this down. You cannot be letting Sarah get so much value there. 2 kills for the defender, and now it's up to Rescue. Spike in hand, sure, but 3 assailants to stave off. And there it is, Floor gets it over with real quick.
That was just the finals.
Bell here, about to see a smoke being placed towards her, probably the one she's anticipating, and there's some pings around a potential trip location. What a stunner from Mel. She's solo in mid right now.
Just some awareness, but also why not go for the spray when you've got the Phantom through the dark cover?
Play off this at all. Okay, there is a ping. Amy blocks it down there for that long range, but Sarah's at least going to be there for the trade. She is low though.
Just feels the need to fall back. Here's that drop down from Petra, who's just trying to pre-fire. A little off angle.
So hard to rattle Sarah. She's ready for anything there.
This is scary for Shopify. G2 have a fair bit of map control, getting so deep in mid. SR looking to re-clear Sarah on the peak. That is
on the move.
So dangerous.
This is enough to keep Rescue interested. She knows that she can drive a wedge here between both halves of SR's defensive resources. Floor, getting ready here. There's a ping, there's the shot, Ed's 2 shots, 2 kills with the Outlaw.
Down B.
And now it's up to Rescue, who got away up mid. Very much into the cookie jar here and is dealt with Floor. Now has to go over to B, recover that spike.
This is so winnable. So winnable for Rescue. One of the new additions to G2. Their most inexperienced player.
Alexis was so flush with utility here. Sarah's also got 2 shocks. So here's the molly that keep Rescue off this line, but instantly she reassumes it. This might catch SR off. The swing is perfect!
A player that had only competed in 22 matches before joining G2 has never been on a stage like this in a game with this level of magnitude.
Petra not interrupted this time. There's no 0 point to stop that Aldrone. Neuer also loses her camera at B. So lights out a little bit here for SR. The trips are still in place. That one there is an anti-jet trip that Petra will just limbo under. That's a lot of cyber cages.
A lot of defensive use, so yeah, Shopify could really be rotating all the way backside towards coast. Petra finds Neuer on that exact rotation floor with the Blade Storm. Dangerous for G2.
It's wayward, it's haphazard though, Flora. Not able to take any kills with those. Alexa's playing up close with the Sheriff here. There's an opportunity, a timing to be found. One is good. Rescue able to hold it down from Costa with that op. Still no plant. Spike not yet down.
Remaining.
Oh, Amy's all about it.
That's all right, G2J.
They skew that operator. Has been the difference maker and is still in her hands. Floor playing close, looking for a timing off this. Yeah, Amy's just got too much to juggle there. The rest of the Hunter's Fury just used for reconnaissance purposes. Rescue considering a fast hit here, but at 0 point comes in. Her wings are clipped. Now has to play boots on the grounds. Alexis is unsure which side of the container this swing is going to come from. Rescue's inching forward. A tailwind gone, of course. Mel going to sit here behind that dark cover. Eventually, though, that's going to be an issue. They need to find a way to force Rescue off this angle.
Yeah, G2, they are embedded in the site. Look at this position from Vanya in heaven. Will have to deal with the drone. She's going to have to go off in this position on her own. Dark cover to play with now. G2 fighting forward.
Jimmy's the shot. Rescue doesn't quite connect. Now the blades are out. She's going to try and go for it. Oh, somehow Alexis gets lucky there, but eventually Rescue claims her. Blades refreshed. Time to go again, but Mel gets it in. Vanya's still up there in tower. Petra holding it down from main. Floor gets in, but it's a 1v3. And not even Floor thinks that she has this.
There's just no way. Recovers the op, has to run, and G2 fighting forward with confidence, playing the crossfires in sight, not allowing SR an inch to get back in. Relegated to the Sheriffs.
Do you want to be quick about this one? Apparently. There's Initiator ultimates now, though. Going to be quite a few rounds away for them.
Early recon from Sarah is dealt with as both initiators stood towards that A site for the Shopify defense. There's going to be of aggression awkward from the attackers, but it looks like we're getting the patient G2 right now in this 1-1-3 default, keeping their eyes on the extremities on a potential mid-push, something that SR did do earlier in the half. They don't want to give anything away now. They're about to tie up the game. It's their map pick as well.
Down to a minute here. G2 have been meticulous in this round, but eventually they're going to have to wager something. This is going to be it here, I think, behind this 0 point. Rescue getting ready to emerge here from the dark cover. There are two players. Shopify Rebellion set up on this A side. It's Alexis embedded with the Sheriff.
Alexis alone, Sarah trying to get to heaven. Rescue pressing forward.
Rescue pushing up. Okay, Alexis realized now she's going to be pinched on both sides, but Amy and Mimi open up the account. That'll be the A side under full control of G2 Gozen.
They bide their time, G2, to just the right moment to get into the site. There was that delay after the 0 point came out, and it just sent the Shopify defense scrambling. They didn't exactly know where to post up. Floor, though, wants to find a way back into this operator. Can't get the flick in time. Petra too fast with the reactions. And Rescue cleans up Neuer. This duo have come to life. They are activated for G2.
And for Mel, she did at least get the operator, something that may be instrumental here. Surely Rescue gets a glimpse over there, down mid. Mel's about to have her hands full. There's one. Here's the reload. That's just too much. Eventually overwhelmed by G2, and now we have an even game. 10 apiece heading into the 21st.
Cracks with that on the attacking side. More difficult side to use it. She certainly doesn't make it look that way, though. Floor's pushed up, ready to play off of a deep pop flash that might be thrown by Alexis here.
She avoids a 0 point. I don't think there's a recon bolt going to be thrown that way. So
being queued up.
That's an opportunity to play off this. She emerges and Mimi crumbles. Still, the rest of the action for G2 headed over to the A side as the trips that are laying in their way, and a deep trip on this side as well by Neuer.
SR not offering up a thing here in terms of kills, so they want to get back in. Yeah, they do. They want to anchor this. They are so proactive at getting back into these sites. It's Sarah and Neuer.
Don't even need to see him to bring him down, Wyatt.
Take flight.
It's just Petra, who's been stunning this week. And has had a great Abyss as well. Up against 5, just as G2 really started to get their motors running. SR are going to be allowed a chance to re-establish their economy. Keep those weapons going.
May have timing that drone, but even still, as good as Petra is, this is just in their play. and setting her up with a picture-perfect utility from that experienced duo of Mel and Alexis. I mean, what is Alexis at in the assist now? I think it must be
20.
at least 20, right?
Yeah. All right, G2, of course, still with plenty to buy up here, but no operator this time for rescue. Thinking about the longer game here as we are getting towards the end of regulation.
The economy for both teams is stable at the moment as well. No one in danger of getting eco'd because of this round.
Flash.
Okay, yeah, they have been drawn on quite a big rotation. Sarah is droning out into the B site. You know, it is possible that G2 could be pushed up all the way there, but no, they are going through the vent. They are getting into the A site. Fluorescent is all the way over in A main.
This is the one part of the map that Shopify Rebellion were not set up to hold, but they're second-guessing themselves.
G2 have an immense amount of map control. They're pressed up to the trip. They might catch a rotate here.
Okay, there was a dark cover at B right there. I don't think SR have any idea what's going on.
Great double face.
They're gonna get through. Noya now is gonna be next up to deal with this. She opts off it with the paranoia in play. Corner's gonna be checked by Petra, but Noya holds it down! Now G2 scrabbling. Amy and Mimi need to put this together, but the spike's gonna be out in the open. Alexis knows Mimi will challenge this. But is she ready for the timing? Yes! And now it's up to Amy, who has just recovered the spike in a 1 versus 2.
Done here.
That reaction time is so sharp. Dealing with Flora in this position is going to be a nightmare. 12 seconds on the clock. Wants to find one kill here because this crossfire is more than deadly.
Most important moment for Amy this tournament, potentially sees Alexis and recovers in time, but Floor! Still enough for Floor here and only half armor on Mimi.
They've still got that full buy. It's Mimi though with the null command. That is more than enough to claim an attacking round.
1-4-0 set up here for G2.
And notice because of that null command, look at Noya's positioning. She is so far away from her trip setup on B right now, so she won't get pinged by the range of the null command, won't have her utility shut down.
This, of course, does require you to give up a bit of that mid-map control.
This is a good setup right now from SR. I like this a lot. They have the op controlling A main. They have those trips not in danger of being deactivated towards B, where they have this crossfire set up between that core duo that's been competing together since the beginning of Valorant. Alexis and Mel trying to close out this game.
Here they come. Malcolm are going to be thrown in. The trips are going to be an issue for rescues up on top of the container. Finds one. Mel, though, with the Phantom from below. And his timing might be perfect. Petra's not going to be ready for this at all. Chalk up another one for Mel. Now over to Coast. Trip did catch Mimi, but she's able to respond and find the kill. Sarah doesn't wait for reinforcements. Instead, wants to go for this anyway. And almost takes Vanya down. 2 HP left on the Omen. And she's TPing out of there.
And in the meantime, Amy in mid, now rotating over towards A. Mimi is caught, though, by Noya. We're down into the 2v2. Neural Theft has been activated. How do G2 opt to play this? Vanya has no health to work with. Amy is going to have to step up in this situation. They have separated from each other entirely. This is cheeky from Vanya. Sat in her own dark cover.
G2 didn't have the time to set up because of that neural theft into these post-plant spots.
Flora only with an operator, by the way.
Amy's ready for this. 2 health and a dream and a headshot. This leaves it all up to Floor. And she's off the map. Are you kidding me?
It is Shopify's worst enemy. Gravity comes back for a third. That's 3 on the scoreboard for the map. And they're all against Shopify. A sad drift to hell. Flora claiming a tactical decision from Flora, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, and here's that same play with the recon with the flash D, but this time it does catch Amy. Didn't work the first, but Flora capitalizes. The second time they go for that early round play. Immediate response from G2. Do they try to get into A off the back of this? They do. Rescue into heaven.
Oh, I love that. 0 points going to force her off that angle. Cover still held by SR for the time being. Petra wants a bit of damage, gets a tickle on Alexis here as Sarah just gets out of the dark cover. There is a ping, of course, on the Sova playing close there, but Petra's aware of it. She's willing to fight anyway. 4 versus 4. Inching forward onto the site now. Okay, flash drive thrown up. Barney might look to follow up on that briefly here, as looks like the plant will be interrupted, as it was only a fake anyway. 0 point for Mimi, sees 2.
So scary for G2 to try to find a timing to plant right now. It's off the dark cover cycle, that one-way drop from Vanya.
Paranoia. It's a big one. Okay, doesn't catch rescue though, but she gets brought down on the corner. Petra, wild swing. Spray takes 1, takes 2, and Noya's gonna get there. She finds a couple of her own, and now Vanya, clutch queen, has it all to do. She TPs back to the side, but I think Noya knows it. She was aware, but she wasn't sharp enough. And Vanya bails G2 out again.
Overtime on map 1.
Remember, G2 took a timeout before this. What is the plan? Trips over on that B side. The smoke towards tower now as Petra will look to simply augment their vision. In gets Floor.
Just a straight up hit. SR really just need to avoid the tripwires. Losing any players needlessly on entry.
They're gone. They cleared the trips wire. Floor now is free to start to press up to these extremities of the B side. Our drone though will be of importance. Floor looks to reposition behind the Cloudburst as a result of that. Paranoia whistles through, but Petra's a little bit too slow to follow up, and it all of SR grouped up behind that container. Sarah with eyes open for heaven, but that dark cover's a problem for her. She cannot see past that. Mel TP'd into it. She's waiting for this. I don't think they're ready for Mel at all, but Floor else was able to find two. Mel gets hers over on tower, and SR lock it down.
That post blast. Last cannon operator picked up by Floor. It sat over tower side on B at the moment. So we get a slow default from G2. Set up in the 2-1-2.
Standard camera set up here. Pretty normal trips too.
Look at how weary Amy is bottom mid right now, by the way. After being dispatched up by some of those aggressive Shopify utility combos earlier in the game.
The cam is quite deep onto the attacker side as well. Mel is looming. I hear this pull out of mid. Amy, careful not to make too much noise. Now the glass cannon operator of Floor becomes relevant.
Jiggling. Alexis with the 0 point, ready to throw that out, and Floor
3 seconds.
three off now.
Floor is smoked off.
Can swing out though, with the dash active.
Floor gets ahead of the smoke, but Rescue ruins her. Okay, Alexis falls back off this now, but not giving the chance to play for post-plant. G2 swarming all over this B site now. Mel suppressed up on the 0 point, but has to remain here on this side, and Rescue has enough time to wind a shot up, and Mel brings it down regardless. Now we're even. Sarah very low.
Really lacking in utility here as well. There's just one Molly for Mimi to work with.
You have a crack. Sarah might here take the aggro and have Mel follow up on it. Amy gets off the angle. Good passive play. Amy repositioning brings down Sarah, but she was the low one. Mimi at 75 here. Dark cover is going to allow Mel to cross and get to coast properly. Paranoia thrown out, but that one way is a problem. Vanya's just too sharp for it. This will leave Mel now in a 1 versus 2 for the map. Mimi though shuts it down.
A star for G2.
The glass cannon of Floor did not play out the way Shopify would have liked it to. Round 27 here. We have G2 back on defense.
Amy was able to place a pretty deep cam here over on B, which Rescue can try to swing off of. These were the kind of positions that G2 were struggling to get kills on when the game began. It's the reason that Shopify were able to get out to that early lead. They weren't fragging as well as they are now. But at this point, it feels like Rescue is certainly good enough for him to start getting kills defensively. I mean, does go down, lit up by Sarah. Floor on the dash up front. Petra trying to get back in, but immediately traded out. It's the 4 versus 2. Spike planted by Alexis, and at this point, it should just be a textbook end to this.
Vanya and Mimi
Cover going out.
after trying to find a way to put this together. It's pretty standard. Smoke on that B site would allow someone to get across, or at least imply the crossing of a defending player. Vanya's just so far away from the action here. Mimi essentially has to do it alone over at the B side, and well, she's brought down by Mel Neuer, waiting
For that up at B right now. Again, Alexis to contend with has been that consistent B anchor for SR. Her flashes have been so good at stopping pushes, setting up her teammates.
Can they anchor this? I don't know. I mean, it looks like they were setting up for retake. Rescue is in and catches Neuer unawares. Yeah, Alex is completely overwhelmed there. Over towards the container, and SR with 3 now. We've seen this quite a few times. Have to find a way to retake.
And again, here's Floor with the wrong side. Oh my God, Sarah just cracks that open. No one to trade for Rescue. All of a sudden, they're getting back in. There's a chance.
Still no heaven presence though here for SR. They're all coming out of Link for the time being because Mel is looking behind her. Sarah inches up now, a little bit further. Vanya with another dark cover. This could be a problem. The Paranoia will go through. And as Petra dealing with Floor, it's just a lot to ask, I think, from SR, as now Mel would have to make it happen herself in a 1 versus 4. Not too shabby. So we're back to even.
All attack rounds. No one has been able to win on defense in this OT. Early shot comes out from Petra, deals a bit of damage to Neuer. Set up that standard mid cam to gain passive info for the attackers.
She is catnipping 3 SR players right now, at least.
You can see Noya as well. She's placed that trip for a late A push out.
Deploying drone.
Or, you know, if they do hit A, it obviously protects as well from anyone flanking late in the round down mid or from B.
Look at this lurk, though.
And right now, Petra is sending up a drone towards B. Dark cover towards heaven. SR are saying, we're going to try to pressure towards B. It hasn't actually called any rotate of serious significance, though. A main now taken by Shopify. They're ready for the split. Look at Noya's positioning on the map. She's in the vent. She's ready to explode out of there when the hit comes through main.
There's a one-way that's going to keep Mimi off that angle. She has to respect it. Dark cover thrown here for the defenders. I think just trying to clear. We're going to be pinged out by this, so it has to teleport, and here comes Floor. Right.
30 seconds
So,
left.
upper tower taken over by SR, and Vani's already fallen. Mimi just has to try and hold this, caught up with the flash drive. He's got to catch her out. This is clean as it gets. Now Amy and Rescue, who are a long way from the action, need to dial in.
Spike planted.
Shopify have really displayed the depth of their playbook when it comes to this map. They've shown so many small variations of this A hit.
Oh, bros. Much to do about that one there. And the null command, of course, committed because Alexis has had a heck of a round. And Amy has absolutely nothing to work with on the util front, just raw gunpower. Anna Donlan intended.
Time not on her side either. Cleaned up by Floor. He's having a tough time, and I can't blame him.
Couple more maps to go, leader, so hang in there, all right?
Okay, huge difference though from Shopify. They don't have the op this time, and Floor is pushed up all the way through A main, G2 in the meantime. The front of the forces, they are just trotting down mid. They're going to have to break this info trip. Sarah attempts to re-clear with the drone. It's a fast to be split. We are in danger.
Backs out, doesn't take this fight, however. Will there be help from Mel on the site? Doesn't look like it. Rescue's gonna get the paranoia. Help. And follow up for the kill. Mel's just trying to stay out of sight right now, trying to buy a little bit of time, but this is a precarious position to play from. Rescue opts to drop down in front of her, but it's all up to Floor. SR fall to pieces as they try and assemble some form of retake.
Both teams are just rifling through the strat books, finding any page they haven't opened yet, and using that execute. Something totally new from G2 on round 30 of the game.
Floor perpetually revealed here to G2. Would have to do the unthinkable to end the map there.
Now at this point,
The overtime so far.
there's dark covered deep mid placed from G2 this time, but
Caution here.
not going for anything in the same vein of the aggression that SR displayed with some of those early dark covers when they placed them deep mid defensively.
Spike dropped.
Right, we have shoulder peeks here from Petra out on that A side, so she's maintaining current information about that extremity.
Alexis at a casual 26 assists at the moment.
Absolute role player for Shopify Rebellion. Here's the re-clear of A main, which doesn't really get that deep into it, but hope maybe is to keep Petra a little bit busy over there. Rescue misses an opportunity. SR now thinking about their B side.
I must wait a moment.
Right, Amy gets the info with that deep cam that she placed. You can see G2 rotating towards the site.
Tick-tock.
3 players getting close. Amy's going to need to be steadfast in the back door over the top. That flash was perfect.
Hey, Rescue's head is just unleashed sheared off, and Petra now gets active over on the A side of the map, and it's going to be a trade. Floor very low, but that's never been an
30
issue. She's got
seconds left.
one more point of health than she needs.
Rotating back to A right now are SR. Vanya's getting onto the site in time. She's made miracles happen. Can this be another moment for her?
She's got a paranoia to play off of as well. If she can stick this together, it'll be unreal, but no opportunity. She checks it, and Mel checks her down.
Mel is just so ready right there. Was locked in on that angle, and Amy revealed 3 players facing her down, trying to reposition off the cage.
Too much to look at here, too much to work with.
Just no chance.
And the defense side woes continue for both G2 Gozen and
3-1, and then go for the full retake.
Looks like the only people out there that aren't having fun are the coaches.
No, this is pure misery for Effie's in leader. G2 fast hit onto the A site. 0 point, won't catch a thing. SR, they are all here. They are ready. Noya is flooding in.
She's perpetually lit up, and here's that defense side round that SR are looking for. And the House of Gozen is back on the market. The highest bidder, Shopify Rebellion.
We're headed to SR's map pick next of Haven.